Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. This week I'm bringing you another weekly movie review with the film No Time to Die. This is the finale of the Daniel Craig as 007 saga, released by MGM October 8th, 2021. This film was directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga. He had also directed films such as Beasts of No Nations and Jane Eyre. Reprising the role of James Bond 007 for the last time, Daniel Craig, and by far my favorite Bond ever. I was never a big fan of the whole 007 James Bond thing until this Bond. Like this one did it for me. I enjoyed the movies. I thought he was an excellent Bond, and he was just different. Maybe because he stood out from the rest, I just enjoyed it that much more. We have Lea Seydoux, who plays Madeline in the film, the Bond love interest, and then we have Rami Malek, the bad guy. Lashana Lynch, she plays the other 007 in this film. We have Ralph Fiennes as M, Ana de Armas as Paloma. We have Ben Whishaw as Q, Christoph Waltz as Blofeld, and Naomi Harris as Moneypenny. I thought this was a pretty good end to the Daniel Craig as James Bond. I will say, of the 5 films that he did, this was probably, I wouldn't say it, but Quantum of Solace, everyone I think can, for the most part, say that was their least favorite of the Daniel Craig 007 James Bond films, due to the writer's strike and just really trying to pull everything they could out of their butts to make the movie happen. But this one, I would say it was my second least favorite. It was really good, a good way to, I believe it ended the Daniel Craig saga without going like, could there be another one, or so over the top that it's just ridiculous. But it starts out, you get this connection to Madeline's past, catching up. You get the backstory behind her, and then what it takes to bring Bond back out of retirement. Of course, you get all the amazing fun chase scenes that you get in any Bond film. This one being one of my favorites, especially when he's pulling the donuts in the middle of that square. In that roundabout, I absolutely loved it, especially the part where they're just shooting the car, and they're just sort of sitting in the bulletproof car, just like, James is, trying to make a point, call a bluff, if you will, or figure out what's going on, to the point where he strikes fear into his love's heart, and then he does what he has to do to get out of there. A fun film, as all the other Daniel Craig films are. I do like Rami Malek as the bad guy. I do wish they would have utilized him a little bit more, gave more to that story and role, and they could have extended the film a little bit longer. I do wish that we could have gotten more of him in this film. Even though, it starts out with him, you get the story with him and where it's going. And the big thing in this movie is it's a weapon that is triggered by DNA, where you can assign a DNA to this like misted weapon, if you will. And if your DNA is triggered to that weapon, it will essentially attack all your senses and kill you, which is pretty terrifying if you think about it. And then once it's on you, it's pretty much never, you can never get rid of it. It's like these micro organism bots that sort of kind of stick with you for the rest of your life. And if somebody hits the wrong button, gone. So it was pretty neat to see how something so scary could be created. I mean, while I don't think that's something that we have now, I do feel like it does kind of give a sort of nod to maybe the whole pandemic and everything that was going on. I could be wrong in that, but it definitely felt like, it puts the stuff in the air. It gets on you, it gets in you, and then you die. If, the DNA is programmed for it. But essentially, it was this weapon that it was a project created to essentially target specific people, trying to just go ahead and do away with specific people without hurting everyone else. It was a weapon meant to do good, but of course it gets into bad guys' hands in the film. And then you kind of go from there. You get the story behind Rami Malek's character and his relation to the character of Madeline, and how that sort of connects. Madeline has a daughter, and then you sort of kind of go from there, and you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together, one thing after another. But it's all in all a pretty good movie. Again, I wouldn't rank it as my favorite of the new James Bond films. I would probably save that for Skyfall. I really enjoyed Skyfall. And then Mads Mikkelsen in Casino Royale. I mean, his character in anything I see him in is just outstanding. I absolutely love him. And I would have liked to have seen something of him, or something like that. I mean, he's just, such a great character. I really do enjoy him in everything I've seen him in. But all in all, I thought this movie was a great film. I definitely say go out and check it out. Again, I'm not a big fan of Bond, and the fact that Daniel Craig came and blew this character out of the water, gave a whole new light to the character of James Bond. It got me interested in maybe going back and looking at previous Bonds. I've always had a bit of an interest in the Timothy Dalton Bond, because I feel like he was only in 2 movies, and that was pretty much it for him. So I would have kind of liked to seen a little bit more T-Dalt, if you will, in other films. But I've seen one of his. I can't remember which one it was, but I've seen one of his. We had a local theater. It's like a tattoo shop / movie theater in the Nashville area that does movies, and I think it was one of his. That, or is a Roger Moore. I can't remember. I've seen a few of the older James Bond films, but I've never been a big fan. But again, it's James Bond, and I was glad that one finally came around that I really enjoyed, and that I sort of took to, like so many other people have, to previous Bonds. I will say I did my best with the previous one. Who was that? Oh shoot, what was his name? I can't remember. That's gonna bother me now. Hold that thought. Okay, I thought of it. Pierce Brosnan. I don't know how to say the name, but that guy, that Bond. I did not. I tried. I remember renting all the movies, and then that Tomorrow Never Dies, or whichever one it is with Halle Berry, just sort of did it in for me. I couldn't really get into it. And then I had seen previous Bond movies before that. I will say I did really enjoy the Billie Eilish song that started this movie out. I'm not the biggest Billie Eilish fan. I appreciate the music that she puts out, and that she's, getting music out to the masses. But I've only ever really, from what I've heard, liked a couple of songs, and this was one of them. It was a really good. I really liked the intro music to this one. I'm not always a big fan of the Bond intro music, especially with these new Bonds. This was probably the one I liked the most. I'm not a big fan of Adele. I think Jack White did one of them. It was okay, but all in all, I thought this one was pretty good. I really liked it. And all in all, this movie, I give a solid 3 stars out of 5. I really liked it. I'll revisit it. Again, I don't think it was the best of the new series. I mean, I definitely grade it higher than I would have Quantum of Solace. That one I would give it a 2 because I would rewatch it, but it's not something that I'm gonna, just put in any time and give it a go. I'll watch it if I'm doing a stretch, but yeah, I give this one a solid 3 stars out of 5. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It was a great movie. The only real critique I could say is I wish they could have extended the story out a little bit more. I really liked the forest chase scene, that shootout, that whole thing. It was a pretty cool chase scene. I really liked it. But yeah, definitely check it out. If you've seen this movie, jot down in the comments below what you thought about it, and what was your favorite Daniel Craig Bond film, or just overall, who's your favorite Bond? Jot that down in the comments below. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up, subscribe, bell, wherever that is. You can do that. And thank you for stopping by. Always be good to one another, and I'll see you next time. Bye.